And what's up, everybody? This is Terminator Juice, and welcome to the Juice is Loose, episode 11. I titled this Unite Up, or Let's Unite Up, and it's pretty much because I didn't have a main topic, so we'll get to some stuff related to that, to the Bayonetta, Operation Platinum, and all that stuff. But before we get started, I'm going to go through introductions. Michael, why don't you say hi? And yeah, sorry. Got a little brain fart there, so Mike, why don't you go ahead?
Hey guys, NW Order for Life here, using my real name Michael because that's what Google Plus decided it wants to do. So, how you doing, everybody? Looking forward to the chat.
All right, yeah, you gotta love Google, man. It's been some issues with the gamers at large getting out invites. I was supposed to be on a podcast last night and never got an invite, so hopefully get that shit figured out. So next we got I think this might be your 6th episode, maybe 7th. Derek Steelfox, welcome back.
Thank you.
You want to say hi?
Hey everybody, I better do that.
And then we got second time in a row. We got Mr. ASAP Rel.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for having me.
Hey man, no problem. You did great last week, and glad to have you back. So the cool thing about this is everyone here is raced in the tournament, at least one of the tournaments, Wednesday night, and Derek missed Saturday nights, I believe. So we're going to be talking about that, Mario Kart 8. You know, I always have my weekly tournaments, but now there's a little something extra with my Bayonetta 2 giveaway, and we saw like more than a 200% increase in participation. And it was just cool to see new faces and see that many people racing in the tournament. So Wednesday night, I'm just going to go over as fast as possible the top 20. I'm not going to read off points because we had more than 20 people. It only keeps track of the top 20. So the first winner was Tessa, TLH14. Then a German name, it was like Epitsme or Epitsme, sorry, I'm pronouncing that wrong, I know I am. Then we had Titanium, Robert, Dark Fox, Andrew, Red Knight, T-Juice, Mike. There's 2 Mikes on Saturday. This is Mike, that's here right now. Wheels Pig, Steel Fox, Harden25, Ibsters. ASAP Rel, man, what happened, dude? 14. That was the worst I've ever seen you do. We'll get to that in a second. Dylan wins, Slade, A-Cove, Godito, Lee87, and David. About, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 of those are all new. So ASAP, we'll go right to you, man. I noticed you were trying a new character. Why don't you just go over what happened there and who were you racing as?
Yeah, I was trying to use Wario because, you know, he's kind of quick, and I'm trying to catch you on that sport bike with Luigi, and it's just kind of rough, man. And I can't mess with Wario, man. I'm going to have to go ahead and retire him like I told you. I started trying to use Yoshi. And he's all right. He's all right. But I'm making the return back to DK.
Oh yeah, like Red Knight there. He took over DK.
Oh yeah.
He was Roy or one of the other Koopalings for a while. So
yeah.
So I gotta check my Steel Fox. You finished 4 places ahead of ASAP there. That was. Why don't you go ahead?
And you know, ASAP brought a weak game, so.
Yeah, he figured he'd give us a chance, you know, because he usually finishes ahead of me. So.
Nice. We had him on last week.
Who was your character? I'm trying to remember.
Daisy.
Were you on a? What was your bike? You're on the bike, standard bike, or that it's that like chopper looking thing?
The chopper with the flames.
Yeah, that's a good. I raced that for a while, so I know it's hard to remember, especially when. For a couple of us raced 3 tournaments since our last video, but any memorable moments? I'm having trouble separating the different tournaments, but anything pop into mind for you from Wednesday?
Well, you know, it's a lot of fun, and that's all that pops in mind. I remember having a really good time. You know, it's great because you get new faces, you get the same people. I say this every time you ask me, but I love bumping carts with you guys, the people I talk to, the people I play with. You know, you can't take it personal. I certainly don't. You know, you guys are always kicking my ass, but it's just fun. It's like, damn it, you know, there he is. Rel shooting me, Mike knocking me off the track, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed.
Rel hadn't had too many chances to hit us this last one, but the week before, every chance he got felt like he was hitting me. So, all right, Mike. So next, you did the best. No, you finished just behind me. That's right, like a few points.
I always finish just behind you.
I know. Yeah, you finished ahead of me in the Active Gamer Life one, though, I believe. So.
Yeah.
I guess that's gonna be a regular thing. That's just each time we'll just say who we were racing with and just talk a little bit of whatever, anything you can remember. I know we raced 3 tournaments, like I said, but who was your character and any memorable moments from Wednesday night's tournament?
Well, Wednesday I switched up to what's it, Gold Peach?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the special peach skin, and I thought she was better than. Oh God, I can't think of names. Rosalina.
Mm-hmm.
Rosalina is like too light, I think. And
I think Rosalina's the heaviest character, actually.
I don't like Pink Gold Peach though.
I don't know.
Just had much more stability for me. Like she wasn't getting bumped around everywhere like Rosalina was.
Rosalina's acceleration is terrible, though. I know that.
Maybe, but I don't know, I was doing much better with the Pink Peach. So I switched to that for Saturday as well. Using the sports bike, you know, fun. I hate it so many times. I'm just like, you know, I'm in first or second, I get hit with shells and then hit with like in a row, and then someone bumps me. I think you, ASAP. I think you always bump me like off the cliff.
You're not the first person to say something. ASAP's ruthless on that.
Yeah, you use Wario? Is that what you use?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was using Wario.
Yeah, it's you. Yeah, always.
Yeah.
He's got a knack for getting an item and hitting me with it.
Yeah, but we made but we're good right now, Terminator. We're good. We got.
Yeah,
the same
we're good.
enemy. Yeah.
So that's my excuse for Saturday is, you know, yeah, I was shooting my teammates because I'm so used to.
Well, that was Sunday. That was Sunday. That was Active Gamer Life one on Sunday with the teams, but
There's Sunday Rise. I'm so used to being in a bloody war with my teammates that I was just shooting. I wasn't even thinking because the whole rule thing was all screwed up with me. But.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second here. I wanted to just congratulate TLH14. She raced a great tournament and kicked our butts. So just to tie into the giveaway, I'm sure everyone that's going to watch this has already seen my Bayonetta 2 giveaway. That was the first event that was a qualifying for the drawing, and she won, so she got that extra drawing, or her extra name, you know. So when I do the drawings, she'll have the potential to have 7 if she races all the rest of them. It was a good event. We had 23 total participants. I think ASAP Pops held up the rear again, but I was glad to see him back. I didn't want him to give up after his struggles on the first one, so I was glad that he was back. And
No, he's
never
never gonna give up.
I actually seen him get 11th.
Yeah.
I think it was Saturday, and I was actually I was proud, and I was cheering when I saw that he passed the guy at the last second, and that was cool. So moving on to Saturday. We had 25 participants on Saturday, and it was a mixture. We had a second Mike come in, who's Greenhawk 97 is his name, other than his me character. So when I read that, I'll point that out. So we had Andrew, a regular in my tournament. Him and Gray got a lot of points against the CPU, but whatever. It's how it is. I have no restrictions on how you win. Andrew, Gray, Titanium, Dark Fox, ASAP Rel had a nice return to the top 5 there. Noah Luther, Robert, Mike, the Greenhawk 97 Mike, Red Knight, Dylan wins, Harden 25, TLH 14 dropped down to 12th. T-Juice got 13th, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Then this Mike here, New World Order for Life, got 14th. Dre, Lee 87, Slade, Rex, Fat Stacks, and Jeff. And I wanted to say anyone that got 21st through 25th, if you want to be in the drawing and you want to have that extra entry, you have to go to the tournaments, click on the tournament, go into the standings. It shows where you finished, and then go to the Miiverse and post that in the community page so that I'll know that you raced, because I'm keeping track and I can only see the top 20. So if you got 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, and you want to be entered in the drawing, you have to go to the Miiverse and screen share that showing that you did race in it. So I'm going to go first with this one. ASAP and Derek, I believe I let you guys know I was going to pick the most ridiculous character combination I could and just see what the hell happened, because I wasn't worried about getting first, because I don't want to get first and take somebody's chance to get that extra.
Obviously.
Yeah. So I was Baby Rosalina in that baby cart with the wings with the monster truck tires, and I gotta say I was getting bumped all over the place, and I don't see any benefit to those monster truck tires. It doesn't seem to help you in dirt or snow or off the track. And it was about race 13. I got second once, I think, and I got fourth a couple times, but I started getting 8th and 9th a lot. And I sent ASAP a message. I was like, dude, I think I said I'm switching characters. I came back with Luigi on the sport bike and got first the very next race. I just wanted to let everybody know that I could win if I wanted to. But and Red Knight didn't seem to like that too much, that I switched characters and got first. But there was some close battles. We had lots of people for the Saturday night one shared and commented on the community on the Miiverse. And I think, Derek, you didn't get to race in it, but you saw all the posts. You sent me a text like, man, there's a lot of posts going on in the Saturday Juice community, so appreciate everyone for doing that. But yeah, I wasn't trying that time. I know it seems like a lame excuse, but it's the honest truth, and I'll probably do the same for the rest of this event. Maybe one day, one of the tournaments, I'll just say, screw it, I'm going to be Luigi on the sport bike and try my best. But so yeah, Derek, you didn't get to race, so we'll move on to ASAP. You did a lot better. What was the keys to success for this one on Saturday?
I have been practicing like crazy, man. With Yoshi and the Formula One car.
Mm-hmm.
And with the slick wheels, so I went ahead and rolled with that. Yoshi's my old main from Super Mario Kart on Super Nintendo, so I was trying to make a return with him, but he's just not. For him to be a dinosaur, he gets smacked around too, man, and I'm not used to getting slapped around like that. So DK's gonna have to come back, man.
Wasn't Yoshi was a lot faster in the older games. Like, he had a significant speed advantage, but what was his downside? No, wait, he didn't have speed. He had cornering, I believe.
Handling.
And acceleration, too. I was always Koopa Troop. That was my number one. But his sounds are so annoying in the last few games. His noises when you do tricks, they're just some kind of odd noise that's terrible. So I just said, screw it, and I can't race. Sounds like I said racism. I can't race as him, so it sucks because I really want to use him, but it's just so annoying. Same with Daisy. She's really annoying too with her screams and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how Still Fox does it, man.
I know. Yeah.
We're good to go.
He likes to make girls scream, he said.
Racism. What are you talking?
All right, we're having too much fun tonight. Mike, you finished just right below me again on Saturday, and this wasn't the team-based one. That was Sunday. So, you have any memorable moments? I do want to. Oh wait, I'm trying to think if it was from Saturday or Sunday. Hold on. Why don't you go ahead? I'm going to think about the thought I just had. Go ahead. Anything you can remember from Saturday night? Any memorable moments or anything you want to mention?
Honestly, I don't really remember too much about it. I just remember that I kept seeing that big gap, in number. Like, I'm, 20 points behind, I think I was like 20 points behind you, right? Something like that.
I didn't write the point total down at the end. I don't know.
I mean, there was a little probably bigger point total, but, I mean, you were in a category with, like, the other two that were ahead of you, and then I was, like, in a category below you, and like 2 or 3 before me were trying to get into my position, and it was just like I was trying so so desperately to get into that top 3, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't break it.
Yeah, it's I noticed that. I'm glad you brought that up. I've never actually talked about it. Like when you see Titanium or Gray with like a 30-point lead, you know you're not going to catch them no matter what, unless even if they got last and you got first for the next 3 races. Then you start looking at the persons around you that you know are in your bubble that you got to finish ahead of them, or you're going to lose ground, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And it just becomes an interesting thing after it shows the results and it updates them. You're like, okay, all right, I'm 9 ahead of Mike here. I can't fall too far behind him. I just make sure I finish ahead of him, and I got that locked in. And it just becomes a little bit of a strategic thing, and it just makes it a little more interesting to keep track of that.
I remember Derek was doing good in one of the tournaments. I'm not sure if it was Wednesdays or Saturdays.
Wednesday.
But like, I remember thinking like, oh, like, wow, Derek is, he's doing just as good as me, or he's getting up there. Like, I got to try to keep my hold on 5th place or whatever. And then I eventually ended up getting like up to 3rd or whatever at the end. But me and you were going at it for like a lot of the tournament,
Yeah, what was that race? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I was just going to say, I think it was Wednesday night where Mike just dominated on Grumble Volcano. Like, you were so far ahead. I was in 2nd place, and it kept giving me triple mushrooms like 3 times in a row, and I still couldn't see
first. I was so happy. I don't know.
I couldn't even see you, dude. It kept giving me triple mushrooms. It's like, catch up to this guy. It kept giving me every chance to, and I just couldn't. And that was one from Wednesday that just stood out to me now. But let's move on a little bit. We're kind of
just hitting the curves, right?
Andrew, I just want to thank you again for winning there. He's got 3 entries, and Tessa also has 3 entries so far because of their wins. So all that out of the way, we got on this Wednesday we got the DLC, the Mercedes-Benz, and we got the patches or whatever. And I don't want to cover everything we talked about before, but it does list online improvements of stability and user experience. They don't go into any details. So after all this racing we've done in tournaments and stuff, I wouldn't expect any major changes. I think they would have listed any major changes. I want everyone to try to think of maybe 1 or 2 small tweaks to the online experience that maybe they'll do that maybe won't go noticed right away. It's not going to be something obvious, but something you might notice over time. So I will start just because I already had the ideas. And one of them is the how it puts people together in lobbies. So I got in right at 9 o'clock, and I was in a group of like 5 people. So I text Derek, and he's like, I'm in a group of 4 people with Red Knight and Titanium getting my butt kicked or something. And I was just like, why doesn't it just put us together? That's only 9 people. So I hope one of the fixes is that it finds, for tournaments especially, it just groups as like 12 people together. It doesn't create 2 separate small lobbies. I hope they find a way to fix that and make that just happen. So you get 12 racers right away, and then if there's, like we had 23 people, there would have been almost 2 full lobbies. There should have been 2 lobbies total if it worked right. The other thing I would like to see them do is fix the items so that you don't always get the item of the person in front of you and the people behind you. You always get the same items. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Like, you'll get a 3 mushroom on Toad's Harbor. You're like, all right, I'm going to blow past everybody. And you see the 2 people in front of you also have the triple mushroom, so you can't gain any ground on them. So those are just 2 things I would like to see. Like, that wouldn't have been anything they could really list. Like, it would have took too much space. I hope that's just some of the things they fix. Anyone else ready to go? Anyone else thinking of anything they'd like to see fixed on the onlines?
Here, since you took two really good behind the scenes one, I'll go with another really good behind the scenes one that's maybe over obvious. Maybe a few less connection issues. I know you said you got one like right away on Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I mean, that would be stability to me.
But it also depends on people's internet connection and speed in their area. I mean, that's...
Maybe they can just pitch that person rather than dropping the whole lobby. Or dropping people, which seems to be the case now.
Yeah, we did get booted, I think, even on Wednesday or Saturday.
It'll take a handful of people out.
And it only gives you the 1 point for getting booted.
Yeah.
And it counts towards a race, which sucks. So, anything else or just that one?
No, that's it.
All right, ASAP, you got anything you can think of?
I'm just thinking mainly the lag, man. That's the biggest problem for me. Like with the items, they're going past you and then they come back and then they
Mm-hmm.
hit you and then like it's like sometimes I don't know. I noticed a lot. I don't know if it's my internet connection or what, but I noticed sometimes like people behind me would get red shells and they would throw them and they would go right past me. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, well, that's good for me. So I mean, but really, I'm like, man, that's kind of jacked up. Then a couple of times I had the issue with the red shell like going past me, then turning around and coming and hitting me in the front.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, definitely the lag, and then another thing I don't like a lot too. At the end, when you think you're finishing first with somebody, and then the other person finishes first, so like I always have to wait and look at the screen after the race to like see if I'm first or not, because it's like, did I win or no? You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I don't, I'm not very technical on that side of it, but I know Red Knight, I don't know how many times I hit him ahead of me, and he doesn't even lose ground on me, so he's probably even way further ahead of me than what it's showing on the screen. But a pretty smart person in the gamers at large kind of explain that as possibly not Nintendo's fault, but people's internet connections and their hubs that their internet goes out on. Like it connects to a big city and then it branches out from there. If
Mm.
you're in a bad area, there's not much Nintendo can do to fix that, but maybe create some kind of compensation. But we all know that didn't work in Call of Duty, so I don't know. I don't know. It'd be nice if the lag could be removed, but I think it's more people's internet connections than anything. So Mike, you got any little tweaks here that you think they and hope that they might fix with that?
I noticed that like people would throw green shells and like you'll get out of the way of the shell and all of a sudden you'll be hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen plenty of times like in front of me like I've thrown a shell and the person veered to the right and missed it or whatever and then all of a sudden they got hit and I was like what the hell and whatever I'll take it but it's really not good that you need the dodging mechanics to work otherwise the race is fundamentally broken.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
But
not.
that's just another case of lag. Like
Yeah.
like I said, I was told by a very smart person that that's not anything Nintendo can fix. It's not their fault. But any like feature, let me put it this way: any type of features you'd like to see, like something they could actually probably change. One thing I just thought of was in the tournaments, which we did race in a blue versus red tournament. The red shells track your teammates and hit them. Like a tweak they could just make that might be very easy is just make the red shell go to the next person on the team. If there's no one, if you're like in second and the person in front of you is on your team, I guess it could just go past them, just like if you were in first and shot a red. Like the lightnings don't affect your teammates, so why does the red shells hit your teammates?
Right.
That's something they could actually fix.
I think the main things I would fix would be the way you get items. Like you get too many low tire items. I get coins way too much. Like I want to get more stars, more mushrooms. More red shells. Make like the lightning not as that you get it as much, but give it like a good chance of getting lightning. You want the cool powers. You don't want to get coins and bananas and stuff like over and over and over again. I hate that about
Yeah, I believe I've been in 12th before and got a single mushroom. Like that's not gonna help me. And then I've been in 6th and 7th. Okay, Rainbow Road, the N64 version. I can guarantee before the race I'll even burn out on purpose and be in like 10th when I get the item box, and I'll get a coin every time. I get a coin every time on that first item box on Rainbow Road.
I noticed that like the bullet bowl power up is pretty rare. I don't see that a lot.
Yeah, they could definitely tweak the way items are generated. It doesn't have to be completely random. If you're in 12th, you should probably get a bullet bill. Like you shouldn't. A single mushroom is not going to help you in any way, except maybe a shortcut.
Yeah, you'll be behind people, and the person in front of you will get a bullet bill, and you'll see them. I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do now, man?
Yeah, I seen a guy in like 6th get a bullet bill while I get a mushroom in like 10th. So
yeah.
You know what else I would like? I would like the star to be tweaked.
Me too. I was gonna say that. Yep.
I want the star to be faster because it's
Yep.
and like just last like a couple seconds longer, maybe 2 or 3 seconds longer, and that would make it such a better power up to get because when you get a star, you get like maybe the speed boost is minimal.
1%, I would think.
Yeah, it's minimal, and you can't really catch up to anybody in front of you. All it's good for is going over grass.
And you avoid the lightning and other items.
Lightning and going breaking through things, but it definitely needs to be tweaked.
So yeah, they definitely could tweak the items. That kind of goes with what I said, that people getting the same items in the group of like 3 people get the same items. So hopefully they'll tweak some of that stuff and just make the game even better. So we're gonna move on to like.
I'm sorry, you remember Mario 64 with the banana? I would love to see that again. Like in Mario 64, they had a bunch of bananas, and when you pressed it, the bananas would lead off in a trail. And if you touched the bananas, they would all splatter everywhere. Like the trail would splatter and go all around. Or you could just bloop 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 as you drive along. You can drop them wherever you want. That's so much better than having a single banana or 3 rotating bananas. 3 rotating bananas do nothing. They're pretty stupid. They should do that whole bunch of bananas thing where you can just drop it off in a trail, or if someone hits it, it goes all over the place and it could be chaos for everybody, because that's much better. And then they can take that item slot for the single banana and they can make it something else. I
think that was a balancing issue because you had like 3 or 4 defensive hits you could take without getting hit, because your banana was each one would take the hit of the shell, and it was kind of overpowered for defensive purposes. So I think that's why they balanced it down to 3 and made it revolving, because everything else revolves. So it just kind of, in their mind, it probably just made sense to have it consistent there. But yeah, I don't know. I
feel like in this game too, revolving items don't really protect you that much.
Yeah, it's a 50-50, and like as I just said, I think that's them trying to balance it. So it makes it so if someone can't just dominate with defensive items, and they can't just there's a chance you can still hit them. It's a 50-50 that you'll hit them if they have a revolving mushroom or revolving items. So that's something they could tweak. We'll see, and then next week we'll talk about what tweaks actually happen, which ones we noticed. And
that's stupid. If you have revolving items, that should be a shield.
It is. I mean, like I said, but it's not guaranteed.
No, but in Mario Kart 64, it was.
Oh, was it?
Guaranteed. Someone shoot you with a red shell, with a green shell, block, and you had your shield, and it was great.
But you could tell they don't let you carry an extra item and hold one. They definitely wanted to limit the amount of defensive ability people had.
And that's the worst defense in this game, is the fact that they don't let you carry an item while you're using an item, except for Star. You could use Star and
you can get another item. I actually think it's one of the better changes they made. But let's move on. We got a lot to talk about. I want to talk about the update telling people if you're going to race in the tournament, turn your system on early. Make sure you got that update installed and downloaded and installed before. Don't wait till 5 minutes to 9 and try to get into the tournament. Anyone watching this, turn your system on early. I would recommend like 2 hours early, just to make sure you download the update, you install it, everything works. And for some reason, if the network goes down, we'll have a makeup race. It'll be this Saturday at 9 o'clock. I don't see any problems, but just in case, I wanted to throw that out there. But that's gonna be it for Mario Kart 8, because like I said, we do have a lot of stuff to get to, and we're getting a little long in time. So just real quick, some news. This might take too long, but I'm not gonna give my thoughts. Just if someone can briefly try to keep it short as you can, your feelings on Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty not coming to the Wii U and the lame excuses we kind of got for it. So I'm going to go with ASAP, because I know you're big into Call of Duty. Don't know about your love for Assassin's Creed, if you have any or not, but just how do you feel about Activision not bringing Call of Duty this year, and Ubisoft, what their reasonings for not bringing Assassin's Creed?
Ubisoft, they're just ridiculous, man. I mean, I'm trying to think of some. I mean, I think I bought Assassin's Creed 3, but I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan. So I mean, I think the game is really repetitive. But yeah, I'm kind of not surprised Ubisoft did it. I thought they were gonna do it. I thought Activision. I think they're all gonna pull out on Nintendo. So I mean, I'm not really shocked about it. I am a little disappointed about the Call of Duty though. I couldn't believe that they wouldn't bring that out for the Wii U. They're bringing that out for everything. So that to me just doesn't make any sense. But it just goes into just that us feeling like it's the third party against Nintendo, man. They all pulling at the same time.
Yeah, and it's the one thing I wanted to point out that not many people have mentioned is last year the Wii U install base around this time was at like 3.3 million, and if people are correct with their assumptions and stuff, that those games still make a little bit of profit even when they sold 180,000 copies. The Wii U install base right now is 7 million. It's over double. It's just funny that why would you cut the support after the install base is doubled? You'd think the sales of those individual games would probably double or close to double as well, just percentage-wise. It's just interesting, and it's just kind of strange that they would make the decision this year with all the momentum with Smash and all that coming out to say, okay, we're going to not bring them out. And all they did with Activision is they just tweeted it. So they replied to a question. They just didn't announce it. Hey, it's not coming. Here's the reasons. They just tweeted, no Wii U version, and no official explanation or anything. And that's what kind of bums me.
Easy money, it sounds like.
I mean, if it's true that it only takes $1.5 million.
Money. They love easy money.
I know. If it's true that it only costs $1 million to $1.5 million to port a game to the Wii U, and if they get $25 per game sold, and it's like $8 million at 180,000 copies. So it's like they're making some money. It's just obviously not enough for them or something. But and Nintendo gets a little bit of royalties for that, but it just doesn't make any sense. So I'll go to Mike next. I don't think you're a Call of Duty guy or Assassin's Creed, but do you have any comments on some of this BS, especially with Ubisoft?
Not a Call of Duty guy, but I did play the zombie minigame for it on the, I think it was Black Ops, what it was. I really enjoyed that. So, yeah, two comments. Number one, I feel like they're giving us terrible ports on the Wii U system. Like less quality, functions taken out, like the multiplayer or whatever that that people expect when they get these games, and because of that, they're just not selling on the Nintendo console. That the reason is because they're giving us shitty ports. They're giving us low quality, merchandise compared to the other systems. So why would we buy it on the Wii U? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. And then the second thing I would say is I think it's that mentality again, that Nintendo is the old dog, and Sony and Microsoft, they're the new lions, and we're just waiting for the old lion to go past his prime or whatever. I really feel like a lot of people in the gaming industry look at Nintendo as if like it's only a matter of time before they die, and we're the it's just cool. It's just cool to hate on Nintendo for whatever reason. There are a lot of developers that just they don't get it. They think like that Nintendo is washed up or whatever. So I mean, I think those two combinations of things is the reason why we get games pulled from the Wii U now, the third-party support, because they're just elitist pricks, and it's not selling because they're not giving us the good quality. They're giving us the hand-me-downs. That's what I think.
That's a lot of people feel that way, and really the only game that got like 100% effort put into it came out 6-7 months late was Need for Speed Most Wanted U, and it was a pretty good game, and that sold like 30,000 copies, and that they put a lot. The development team put their heart and soul into it. Then EA just completely didn't advertise it. It just came out. Like the guys that I'm trying to think of the name of the studio. They're really good. They were the Burnout guys from GameCube, PS2 era.
Criterion.
Criterion. They were the ones tweeting out how they use like PC textures, and they put out a little 5-minute video showcasing all the work they put into it. EA didn't care about it. They said the guy who he quit and started his own like indie studio, he said neither Nintendo nor EA gave a crap about that game, and there's a little bit of blame to be put on Nintendo too. They just kind of expect the third parties to do everything, which is probably what they should do, but in this day and age, they needed to help. I think they needed to help a little bit, put their third-party games into Nintendo Directs more often and stuff. But Derek, I left you last because I want your take, because I just loaned you Assassin's Creed 4 a couple months ago. You went through it, played it, thought it was pretty decent if I recall, and you're also a COD player, but you play on the PS3. But how do you feel as a Wii U owner about missing out Assassin's Creed? And one thing we need to mention, these are annual games. They come every year. I don't think Nintendo fans are very keen on buying the same game every year. So why don't you give your thoughts on what's going on with Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty?
Okay, well, Assassin's Creed Black Flag was my first Assassin's Creed game that I went all the way through. I played the first one for just a little bit at a friend's house once. You know, it was an okay game. I was happy to go through it. I enjoyed Black Flag. I don't have a reason that I would go out and buy one next year or the year after, you know, give it a break, put some time into it. I really like it when they spend more time developing their games, changing it up, making it feel like a huge improvement, not just, you know, the same game with new skins and backgrounds. Call of Duty, you know, I'm a big Call of Duty fan. Yeah, PS3 because that's where my dad and his friends and everybody always played. Honestly, if it wasn't for, he always bought the game for me every year because he's like, hey, I want to play it and you're going to play it with me. So here's your Christmas present, because, you know, it comes out in November. So we'd always go out to the midnight launch, and that was kind of a thing we did together. But if I was buying it on my own, I would have bought the Wii U copy this year, just because I've made so many more friends through the Miiverse and things like that we're doing right now that I would enjoy playing with you guys. So yeah, they would have got that money from me, I think, you know, had they not decided to bail on it. Probably the same from Rel, you know. You usually get them, you know, you don't get them right away, but you've always picked them up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an odd decision to walk away from it with a bigger install base.
Yeah, that one's the more baffling one because, like I said, no explanation. It was just someone tweeted the Sledgehammer guy, and he just said, no Wii U version. Then, like, well, is Treyarch making it? No, Treyarch's. He said Treyarch's not making Advanced Warfare. He did not say that they weren't making a Wii U game for maybe their one next year, but it's just really odd. But you know, I don't really think these companies deserve any more of our time. I want to talk about something. I didn't even write this down. Somehow I forgot. The whole Operation Platinum cause, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, trying to create awareness for Bayonetta 2. And I know some people are turning it into a let's show Ubisoft and Activision, you know, let's give them the middle finger. I even said that in my Bayonetta 2 giveaway. But after more thought and talking to other people about it, and I think it was Black Baron just made a video, and he had all the right points. Let's support this game because, first and foremost, it's going to be an excellent game. It's going to be polished. From people's hands-on at E3, it's already pretty much polished. It's smooth, solid, like 60 frames per second, lot of content, really... what's the word I'm looking for? The battle system, the fighting mechanics are from the first one. That they work. You know, they took what worked and they made them better. So let's look at it as, instead of saying F you to the third-party companies, let's just support this game and get the word out, because it's going to be a great game, and it comes with the first one, which lets you cosplay as, you know, Daisy, Peach, Samus, and Link. At this point, there might be more. And they didn't completely remastered it, but they added those costumes, and then they changed the movesets to go with the costumes. They put over a year into porting this game over, and it's included for, you know, with the $60 purchase, you get both games. So all the people are like, well, why would you buy the second one if the first one, if you never played it? Well, they're giving you the answer to that. Well, here's the first one included with it. It's a good value. They're a well-known studio and well-respected. They make excellent action games if you like action games. And you know Nintendo's a little bad at advertising and marketing. So let's do our part as Nintendo fans, as Wii U owners. Let's just get the word out, make sure everybody knows about it, You don't have to buy it if you're not interested in that type of game, but give people something to think about. And actually, the director, he actually saw the Operation Bayonetta tweet, and some people are attaching it to boycott Ubisoft, and he was kind of upset about that. But he's on board with the Operation Bayonetta. That there's a goal of like 1 million sales, but actually some people are now saying they think this could be a 2 million seller in its lifetime. Obviously not in the first week, but it's just trying to get word out for a great game that's giving you more content than you would even expect from a $60 game. I was not expecting to get the first one for free. I was willing to pay $30, $40 for maybe a port of the first one. They're giving it to us for free. So I think that's the reason to support Operation Platinum. And even if you're not, like I said, not your cup of tea, still tweet it and still share it and support it and get the word out. So I guess get everyone's thoughts on that. We'll go to Mike first. I know Bayonetta maybe wasn't on the top of your list, but I think it was something you were at least following. So why don't you talk about this Operation Platinum, how you feel about it, and if you're going to support it?
Well, I've got a lot of games that I want to get right now. I've got Smash Bros. On the 3DS, Hyrule Warriors, and WE 2K15 I have pre-ordered. So maybe, once when is Bayonetta coming out? Is it Christmas?
October.
October. Yeah, maybe in a couple of months. Maybe I'll eventually get it. Assuming I don't win it in this free giveaway. But but I don't really know much about Bayonetta, to be honest. I know a lot of people liked it. It was like a cult classic for a lot of people. But to me, it looks like it plays a lot like Dante's Inferno, or maybe the Devil May Cry games, like something like.
Yeah, but everyone that I've heard said it just blows away, like the the game mechanics and the gameplay just blows away Devil May Cry. It's like really smart and really well done.
Okay.
But I think you're perfect for this because this is just creating awareness. This might have been a game you might even forgot was coming out, but now it's just people trying to spread the word. Say, hey, don't forget about this game. This is going to be a pretty good game. So getting it back on people's radar, if that's all it accomplishes, is still worth doing.
I think I'll definitely buy it down the line. Might not, might be a little short to buy it when it comes out, but I think the idea is great. Project Platinum, show the gaming companies that we do want mature titles, on the Wii, or show them that they're full of crap. Basically, is what the fandom is trying to do. And the Bayonetta 2, the Bayonetta 1, download skins with Link and Peach, and that looks fun to play with too. So just the sound effects alone, it's great. Like that definitely hypes me up to play the first game with those costumes. So I'll definitely end up getting it at some point in time. That'll be my way of supporting it.
All right, ASAP. How are you feeling about Bayonetta 2 before this, and how do you feel about the whole cause and the? I don't know what the word is for this, what they're trying to do, but Operation Bayonetta. I'm sure that there's a term for what's this, a movement. That's what it was, this movement. So why don't you say, try to keep it as short as possible, but just we're running a little bit short on time, but just go ahead and go into that.
All right. The Bayonetta. At first, when I seen Bayonetta, I wasn't really all that interested in it. But the more and more I watched it, or more and more I seen it, because we've been seeing it for a while now. It's really looking good, man. The action style is not even. It's not really too much of my style of game, but I'm gonna get it because it looks interesting. It's a good value, and I'm just gonna support the whole movement that we do want mature games. Long as they're done right and not in a jacked up port, or we're missing pieces and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a complete package, and it's filled with content more than you'd even expect. So that's a good point to add. Derek, what's your feelings? Why don't you tell everyone? I know what they are, but why don't you tell everyone else?
It's getting kind of dark here. So.
Yeah, it still looks pretty light, actually.
Okay, good. Hey, so when Bayonetta was first announced, I didn't hear as much buzz about it as I was hoping I would because it was on everybody's wish list. Yeah, I remember talking to you about that. I'd always read it in forums. Getting a Wii U when Bayonetta 2 is announced, you know, changing my signature when Bayonetta 2 is announced. They announce it, and, you just kind of, you didn't get all this info. And they're releasing, the Bayonetta, the first game coming with all the extra skins, the movesets, and I still didn't hear the uproar from people that I would have liked to have heard. Finally, that's happening, and I'm sorry it took Ubisoft's, foot in the mouth thing to make this happen, but I'm going to pick this game up. I had no interest in it at all. I don't care for action games. I don't even know how much I'll enjoy it, but the point of it is I'm going to support this because just like Rel and Mike were saying here, they're taking the time to do this right. They're giving you value for this. They're improving upon the old version when they're giving you the second game. That's huge. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to support. That's the kind of stuff Nintendo, needs. That's the stuff that people should want to do, that to get their stuff on the Nintendo system.
Yeah, it's just the whole Mass Effect thing. With Mass Effect 3 comes out, and then a month later they give the trilogy to all the other systems, and Wii U was stuck with Mass Effect 3. If they would have gave the trilogy, guarantee that game sales would have doubled, tripled, or quadrupled if they had put the trilogy out for people to experience from the beginning to the end, because from each game it remembered where you left off, and and the story worked by your choices from each game. And only starting on the third one, you didn't get to carry over those choices. So I think it's a great thing. I think they're doing it the right way, and I think it's picking a game of this quality is important. Don't just pick some random. Don't pick Sonic Boom to have a movement around, because that game is from what I'm hearing from E3 and stuff is not going to be a very great game. It's going to be maybe average. So they're picking a really good game, and I'm excited about it. And I knew about Bayonetta, but I didn't really know about it until E3, as far as how the gameplay worked and stuff. So I'm just excited, and I'm going to ask you, Derek. We're getting a little late here. Do you want to save your story for another video, or you want to? Because I do want to talk about the Smash Direct that got announced.
Yeah, that Smash Direct kind of came out last minute. So hey, my story ain't going anywhere. So let's talk about that.
Okay. So just got announced on this Friday, which is the 29th, I think, at 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern. There's going to be a 3DS specific Smash Brothers Direct. Probably got pushed up. I know they were going to do one, but it may have gotten pushed up because of the leaks. We'll talk about all the leaked roster, the photos, and then some guy started posting videos. Those all got pulled. The videos are all claimed, and people are probably going to get in trouble for it. The guy who leaked it apparently worked at Nintendo of America. Don't know if that's confirmed. So we got Bowser Jr. confirmed. He's flying around in his clown car, helicopter thing. Shulk from Xenoblade. The frickin' Duck Hunt dog, which that one just baffles my mind. And, some returning characters were Ganon and Ness and stuff. So, first of all, we haven't seen a leak like this, and I can't think of a time Nintendo had a big leak like this. Secondly,
X and Y leak, if you didn't follow that.
Yeah, I don't remember. And it is getting pretty dark there now that the sun's behind you. So
I'll put an awesome emblem up that some guy made.
All right. So first, how do you guys feel about a leak and the way Nintendo's handling it? How do you feel about people leaking something like this for a game that's coming out in less than 3 weeks in Japan? We're about to get all that information anyway, and then we'll talk about the Direct and later. So I'm going to go with Derek first. Smash is near and dear to your heart. How do you feel about a-holes leaking stuff like this? Does it affect you? You're going to find out anyway, but how does this affect you?
Well, typically, I don't really care because, like you said, you're going to find it anyways. However, with this one, I was a little irked because, one, we're all sitting here in speculation. Everybody's WTF, the Duck Hunt dog. There's just... no one seems excited about that character, but Nintendo has been doing these awesome Smash reveals. So had to let them go along, to their own devices, would there have been some Smash reveal for this Duck Hunt dog that would have blown our minds where we would have been like, wow, awesome. We're not going to get that anymore. They might have robbed us of that experience.
That's perfect. That's exactly where I was going to take that. So, Mike, did you been following this Smash Bros. Leaked, and how do you feel about people leaking stuff, especially for a game like this where they're doing those awesome character reveals with that anime style reveals and stuff, and it's going to take a little bit of the luster away knowing the characters in advance. But so, what's your take on that?
I hope those introduction videos don't get canned, because I would really love to see them still. Like the Duck Hunt dog, we don't know anything what he could do. Maybe like his regular B is like the duck shooting gun or whatever. Like it could be it could be really cool concepts there that they put into it, and I would love to see that in the trailer. So yeah, the leak it bothers me, because why? The game is almost about to be released, and you've seen how Nintendo's done such an amazing job with building the hype for this game. This almost like brings the hype crashing down to a halt. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay, now we're just waiting for the game to come out. By the time it comes out, it can like derail the hype because there's like no excitement. You want
Exactly.
that excitement. Even just being able to open the game and put it in and still think like, oh, there must be things that I don't know. Like to unlock things in the game or whatever. Like you want that feeling. If you feel like, oh, well, this is what you're gonna get, and it's just all spoiled like that, it just ruins the whole experience. And yeah, like I didn't even think about what you guys were saying with the video packages, but if they had like all these video packages planned to introduce these new characters like the Duck Hunt dog and everything, I want to see them, and now even if I do see them, it's not going to be as cool, because it's going to be like, oh, look, there's that video package that I wanted to see, instead of, oh my God, that's the Duck Hunt dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, like it ruins the whole experience. And
the only thing about the Duck Hunt dog is we still have absolutely no idea how he's going to play, so that will still be cool to see actually how they're going to use him. But the actual shock of him being a character has been robbed from us. So, and if you watch How's Mad at Myself, I clicked on it because I just want to see if any of it was true, and the Bowser Jr. one, just completely unique character and his little floating helicopter thing. So, and I should have said spoilers before we got into this, just in case somebody didn't want to know. But it's all over the internet. It's something I'll talk about after I get Rel's take on leaks. And I know a lot of third parties purposely leak stuff. You can tell when it's obvious, like the Advanced Warfare trailer got leaked a day in advance and stuff. But this obviously wasn't intentional. How do you feel about leaks in general and how this may have affected the final reveals for the characters?
Yeah, man, I feel robbed. I'm not gonna lie, man. I feel robbed. Those intros are amazing to watch, man. I mean, I went out and kind of said I wasn't super excited about the Fire Emblem characters, but I mean, I wanted to. I mean, I know we don't know what the Duck Hunt dog is gonna do, but I just want to see how they would have presented that to us, because I probably would have went nuts, man.
I think they're still gonna play those probably in the direct. I mean, they spent the money getting them animated and stuff, so they're still gonna show us. If they had one, that might have been a surprise character altogether, but we're still gonna see it. But we lose that, like the Little Mac one, where all of a sudden you see Little Mac and you're just like, in Pac-Man. That was, where it was taken from us. Those moments.
Screaming like a girl, man.
So
it's not. I don't like the leaks, man. I know some people like to. I'm like that sometimes too. Sometimes I like to see leaks, but like this is a cool way leading up to Smash, like slowly revealing characters. It just slowly builds that hype higher and higher, and having that kind of rob kind of sucks, man.
Yeah, it's Nintendo and Smash. They've done a very unique way of presenting information, and most games it's just you'll see it at E3. And then you'll see a trailer for it on TV. Like, there's nothing in between usually. And the way Nintendo was doing this, like, just the person that did it's just, what were they thinking? And I want to mention the other people at fault, and I hate to call out a good friend of mine and part of the P Nintendo, but Francis, I gotta call you out, dude. You put the headline of one of your posts, you gave the reveals away in the headline, so right there I knew Shulk was confirmed before I even saw the videos. Like, if I didn't want to know that, shouldn't have been in the title. It should have just been spoilers, Smash Brother characters revealed, confirmed, and then that goes to every other site and every other Google Plus post. You guys need to put spoilers in, like I forgot to do, which kind of makes me a hypocrite. But on PlayerEssence.com, I didn't want to know Shulk was confirmed. That choice was taken from me again because I didn't know about the leak until I went to Player Essence and saw it, and then I saw the videos in there. At that point, I was like, well, I might as well watch them. I already know they're confirmed. So, Francis, if you're watching this, I mean, sorry to call you out on air, but I couldn't leave you out and call out everyone else. All the Nintendo exclusive sites and IGN and stuff, they all just spoiled it for even people that were trying really hard not to. This game in particular is not as big of a deal for me personally, but I'm just saying, moving forward, what's the word? It's a criticism, but it's to help you. It's not to dog you or anything. So, yeah, that
juice.
Constructive criticism, man. You've done it to me and stuff, and other people, and I just wanted to get that out there. That anyone that did that was kind of a bummer. Not as big for me, especially with Shulk. I don't really know the character, but that choice was taken away from me. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. I'm just giving my honest opinions on that. So anyone that watched this, if you were avoiding it to this point and I ruined it, I sincerely apologize to anyone watching this video on the replay. So I'll put spoilers actually in the description of this video. I will notify the point where we began talking about the spoilers for Smash Brothers, hopefully to avoid spoiling it for anyone. So that being said, the Direct's coming out. We know this information now, but they did say there's new information and I think a new game modes or something in the details. So what do you guys expect for a 3DS Direct for Smash? Obviously the character reveal and those little shorts were probably going to be in there. So just what else can they say about this game? Is it going to be a long Direct? Is it going to be short? And just what are your expectations going into it? And what's your excitement level now that some of the stuff's been leaked? So we'll go to Mike first for this Direct. What are you expecting, and what's your level of excitement now after the leak stuff?
I mean, I'm expecting them to go into detail about the what's it called?
The Smash Run?
Yeah. They'll talk about that in more detail. They'll reveal more characters. I don't think they're going to reveal every character that they have in the game. I'm sure Nintendo will still release trailers and stuff. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, just maybe talk more about the individual stages that is exclusive to the 3DS. Just more elaboration and surprise information about the 3DS, like with levels and items and trophies and things like that are exclusives. That's what I think mainly it's going to be about, with some new character trailers. Like I said, I don't think they're going to introduce all the new characters that were supposedly leaked, because I bet they'll probably try to kind of just downplay it a bit, like, oh, maybe it's not really real, kind of. And then they'll just do it slowly over time. But that's what I'm mostly expecting, is just stuff that we know but elaborate on, and more detail into things we don't know about, like stages and items and stuff.
All right, and what would you say your excitement level is now, and what would it have been without the leaked information?
Yeah. See, now I can't expect any surprises, really. Like no new character reveals, or maybe they could show a new level that we don't know about, or maybe they could show something new with the mode or something. But yeah, I don't expect anything really new. And before this, I would have definitely said, oh, they're going to show off a new character, at least one, maybe two. We'll get some more details about how this character plays or whatever. and now it's just like, yeah, it's just going to be a catch-up kind of episode with some surprises thrown in there, which probably aren't going to be some real surprises. So.
Yeah, I gotta say, if there wasn't for this leak, my hype level for this direct would have been probably a 95 out of 100, and now after this leak, it's probably a 60. My excitement level. It's a real bummer because it's still going to be cool to see, you know, if they're going to stick with the anime style for any announcements they do. They're going to stick with the humor from the Wii U version, the direct they did in the Mario Kart 8. But I think it's going to be. Are they going to admit? Do you think they're just going to like call it the elephant in the room right away and acknowledge the leak, or do you think they're just going to completely act like it didn't happen? Why don't you just yes or no answer that, Mike, and then I'm going to move on to ASAP.
They're going to act like it didn't happen.
Okay.
That's how companies tend to handle things.
All right, Rel, what's your feelings on the direct now, and do your hype level before and after the leak?
My hype is still, I would say, well, my hype
for the direct specifically.
For the direct specifically, I would say it was a 10, but I would say now it's probably like an 8. I'm still excited because it's Smash, so I mean, it doesn't change anything in terms of like, you know, we know the characters, but you know, we don't know their movesets and stuff like that. But I mean, the reason why I'm still excited for it is because it's still Smash Brothers. So I mean, it's still Smash, and I really don't, you know, we don't know how they're going to reveal it. As long as we can still get those reveals, that would be awesome.
Fair enough. Like, you know, I might bump that up to a 70 out of 10, but it's just not knowing and knowing that you're going to get a character reveal just made it that much more exciting for me personally. So Derek, go to you last since this game. I think you're the biggest Smash fan here. Why don't you talk about basically what we were just talking about with the direct, what you think is going to show.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Smash Brothers direct.
Come on, I'm messing with you.
Oh, okay, you're pulling with somebody else.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely still excited about it. I'm old habits and whatnot, or maybe it's just because you get really good guests on this show. But I'm gonna have to agree with what Mike and Raul were saying. I'm probably a 10 and an 8. You know, it's down a little bit. I think Nintendo's going to act like it didn't happen. I really like what Mike was saying about we'll probably get a little more details maybe on the Smash Run or some things that are unique to the 3DS version, specifically trophies and stages. That might be
maybe it connects with the Wii U version. That would be pretty
I would
big.
be interested to hear that because I don't think, and I think maybe I'm the same boat as everybody here, but I don't think I will play as good on the 3DS as I will on the Wii U. Just because of the controls, holding that little device compared to a GameCube controller. But if your stats and all that stuff or anything they do carries over, will I even want to ruin myself playing For Glory type mode on the 3DS if I know that's going to carry over to the Wii U where I can do so much better?
That's true. That's a good point. But you'll more than make up for any bad start you have on the 3DS once you get that game controller in your hand. That average will quickly be erased of any bad score you have from what I've seen of you playing the game. So yeah, what'd you say, 8? You marked it down to an 8 out of 10 for anticipating.
It's Friday, so I'll be up watching it.
Yeah, I'm glad it's on a Friday night too, so that helps. So yeah, I guess we'll just one last thing out of the new characters, completely new characters. Who do you think you want to play out of Bowser Jr., Shulk, the Duck Hunt Dog? I think that's the only 3 new characters left. And then out of the returning characters, any of them, like Jigglypuff, Ness, Ganondorf, any of those get you excited. We'll go in reverse order. We'll go to Derek first.
Well, I always really liked playing as Ganondorf, so I figured he'd be in. I'm excited he's in. As for new characters, I'm going to say that I'm really glad Shulk is coming in because that series has been doing pretty good on the Wii. People are really excited for the next game on the Wii U, so I'm glad it's going to get some recognition in one of their big upcoming titles as well.
You're not looking forward to spamming the Duck Hunt Dog and beating people with that ridiculous character? Or?
I have to see what he is.
All right, we'll go to Rel next. Just basically answer the same question.
Honestly, I'm kind of excited for the Duck Hunt dog. I am, man. I think that is awesome, man. I mean, he's sacrificing like he's always doing some crazy mess, dude. So I mean, that's just perfect, man. I'm excited for that. I'm excited.
Yeah, and
for
Rob.
that.
I'm gonna chime in here. One really cool thing about that dog is he's got that laugh. That is gonna be an excellent taunt. I'm really excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
That little music.
That'll be tight if that's like his taunt or something, huh?
I know everyone's excited for Rob coming back too. I forgot to mention him. He's one of the returning characters. I'm sure everyone's just really thrilled.
I think he's a good throwback character, and he plays pretty differently. So I am glad to see him in more than Bowser Jr. But carry on. Let Mike go.
All right, Mike. Who are you excited for? The new characters and the returning characters, or if any?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm excited to play as the Duck Hunt dog to see what he can do. I'm fascinated by the ideas they might come up with that. You know, because all I remember was the dog, you know, catching the duck by the throat or something. Maybe he'll throw ducks or something like, you know. Like, it'd be fun to see. Dr. Mario is coming back.
Yeah, he's a returning character.
And he's a separate character. He's not Mario's skin.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be interesting. Maybe we'll give him some different moves instead of the flood. Like, get rid of the flood on Dr. Mario, give him some his own, you know, unique moves. That's what I hope for that. Yeah, Ness. I loved Ness in the N64, in Smash Bros. And N64, and Smash Bros. You know, all the other games he's in. So I'm excited for Ness to come back. And yeah, so Rob was good. I enjoyed Rob too. So you know, a good character list. Baby Bowser is probably one of the most exciting ones too, with the clown car and.
Yeah, that's my answer for the.
You actually see gameplay of Baby Bowser?
Yeah, they pulled it down now, but I'm sure someone had saved it somewhere. But he's got his gloves from the new Super Mario Brothers series. He shoots like bullet bills out is his range attack. He I think it's your block evade. He kind of turns the thing sideways and rolls out of the way. Then his recover obviously is kind of a flying upward, and he had just some unique moves, and I was like, man, what are they gonna do with Bowser Jr.? Just a small version of Bowser, but the fact they put him in that's really unique, and it looked really cool. And then when I knew it wasn't fake is when he got knocked off the stage and he smushed against the camera, and you got a real close-up look of it, and he's got his little bandana with like the teeth on or whatever. So it looked cool.
If they gave Baby Bowser the Mecha Koopas, remember the Mecha Koopas from Super Mario World?
Yeah, when he throws, I'm sure that's another attack. The guy only showed a nice.
Yeah, press down B, like have these slow Mecha Koopas walking around, but you can jump on them and then like throw them at people. That'd be sick.
All right, so one last thing here. We're talking about Smash. If you can be creative, Final Smash for Duck Hunt Dog. And Final Smash for Bowser. I don't know if anyone played Xenoblade. I don't know if you played it. If anyone wants to do one for Shalt, go right ahead. But I'm going to go ahead and jump first and steal a good idea probably. But the Duck Hunt Dog Final Smash, what if there was like a first person, like the tip of the light gun from the NES?
The scope, yeah.
And then all the ducks come flying in, and then you shoot using like the cursor. And you shoot them or the ducks or something. That would just be really cool. So that would be a Final Smash for him. For Bowser Jr., that would be interesting. Maybe do a throwback to the Super Mario World or something. Have like lightning going in the background and him like pouncing, and maybe the stage breaks away or something. And when you hit, that or the Koopalings come in to help him or something. So. I think I might have stole the two best ideas for each character, but I'll go to ASAP next. Any ideas of what you'd like to see for Final Smash?
You got me on the spot right now because I have no idea, man. I mean, the Duck Hunt, I think is kind of obvious. You would do something reminiscent of, I guess, with that gun, you know, with the Duck Hunt gun. But with Baby Bowser, I honestly don't have anything.
Okay. Hey, honesty is It's a good thing. So, Derek, you got anything? Any creative ideas?
Well, like you said, with the Duck Hunt gun, that kind of could replace Snake's Final Smash, which was pretty similar to that, since he's not going to be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got a pretty good leg to stand on there. You know, Baby Bowser, Bowser Jr., I mean, I don't know what the hell he is. I remember, the first Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island for the Super Nintendo. I think he's where the first character's first introduced ever, and, sprinkle magic powder on him, and he grows giant. So I guess maybe he just gets really big or something. I don't know.
Yeah, if you played the new Super Mario Brothers series, he's usually like the final villain, or close to it, and he's usually got like these boxing gloves on these arms that come out, and it's actually a really cool design. But he's mostly in the new Super Mario Brothers series more than anything else. Mike, I know you're usually pretty good at coming up with moves, guessing moves and stuff, so that's why I kind of had you go last here. Anything for Duck Hunt Dog, Shulk, or Bowser Jr.?
I'm kind of upset I didn't watch I didn't watch a Let's Play of the Blade Chronicles, then I would know who Shulk is. But
Yeah, I don't think anyone here has played it, so.
I actually own the game, but I haven't played it because but I'll talk about that later. But all right, so Duck Hunt's special. The ducks fly across the screen, and you shoot the ducks, and then the ducks fall on the players, and make the players fly up in the air.
Okay, that's good.
Or you can have remember when the dog used to, in the game they threw the disc, and you shoot the disc?
Mm-hmm.
You have the disc being thrown, like, at the players, and you could shoot the disc on the players, something like that. Those are the only two things I could think of with that. Or you could just have the regular scope gun, like, and you could be the player and shoot the characters, shoot the champion. Either way, I think any of them work. And then, I can't give anything for Shulk because I don't really know the character. I'm not familiar with them. The other one, Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr., I would say, God, you could do so many creative things with Bowser Jr. You can make him, like, float around in the clown copter, like, permanently, and throw bombs or throw Mecha Koopas down, and just like do so much damage and knocking the players off to the side, like make the explosions, like knock them left and right, like at a fast pace, get them over. Or you can make him like make the clown car bounce, and you can bounce around the stage like in the classic Super Nintendo how Bowser used to do it. There's a lot of things they could do with that, but I would like to see more than just not to say anything bad about Derek's suggestion, but I feel like they've done the big grow character thing enough. So I would like to see.
I don't know the character very well.
Yeah, I would like to see more. I just would like to see more variety when it comes to Baby Bowser's Smash. It should be something unique, and I think a throwback to Super Mario Worlds would be awesome. So that's what I would look for in that.
All right, so that was good ideas and just overall good discussion here. Well, I mean, I try to keep the videos at an hour, but that's impossible. So we pretty much do our average hour and 15 minutes is now our official time for these videos. It seems to be the hour and 13 to hour and 20 seems to be the average. So, all right, guys, we're gonna end this. Just I guess say your goodbyes and we'll end this. We'll start with Mike. Say anything you want to promote your channel or anything. Go ahead.
As always, great being here, having a great discussion. It was nice talking with ASAP today. First discussion talking to him. And if you guys like my video content, I do anime and manga reviews. Just check out my channel, NW Order for Life. And excited for all the stuff coming out in the future from Nintendo. So stay tuned to this channel and get excited with us.
All right, Derek.
Well, I wanted to wish everyone a safe night and be responsible. I will say, since I don't have my own channel, I'm gonna give Mike a little push here, and you as well, T Juice. I would love for you two to do some review of Korra together. All 3 seasons now that they come to a close. I know you're a big fan of it, and I go to you for most of my movie reviews because you're always on top of that stuff, and you get pretty technical about it. So I would watch that, and I think a lot of us would too.
Well, or we do Avatar: The Last Airbender first or something. If you're up for that, well.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Avatar. It's not fresh in my mind anymore, but it was a great show when I watched it.
Maybe we could dedicate some time, make sure that we watch like 4 episodes at a time and do a review like that. So we'll talk about that off air. But that's a good idea, Derek.
Yeah, cool.
And then lastly, ASAP.
A couple of game reviews on my channel too. I neglected to mention.
Yep, I've seen that. ASAP, another gem of an appearance, as Derek quoted once. Any final thoughts or anything you want to say closing out here?
No, no channel or nothing. Just want to just say I appreciate you guys having me on. You and Still Fox, man. It was cool meeting you, Mike.
All right, man. Yeah, it was good having you again, and this tournament's got pretty big, so we'll have more to talk about next week. Who knows, that Smash Direct, we might have to do a specific video based on that or something, maybe on the weekend or something. So
do you not do random rules anymore? I'm
gonna wait till this patch. I want to see, because I'm hoping they'll add some kind of toggle for the items instead of just one item. If they could have it where you could mix and match, have certain items on, certain items off, I'll go back to it. But I might do I forgot to mention this, for my Bayonetta 2 giveaway, the final race, that final Wednesday, I might do a no items event for the final one, just to throw a little, mix it up a little bit. But we'll see what happens with the patch. If they add the feature to be able to turn items on and off, I'll go back to that. But I don't like just having one item on with the coins. It didn't feel right. There was a few items that were okay, but it just wasn't that fun, and people were dropping out. We weren't getting good attendance, so I want to get back to it, but we'll see what happens with the patch. So, all right, guys, check out the Mario Kart 8 tournament. You're watching this video. I'm sure you know about it by now, so check out Google Plus for any information if you don't know. Leave a comment in this video. Let us know your thoughts about the leak and all the stuff we talked about. And if you race in the tournament and you want to be entered into the Bayonetta 2 drawing, you just got to go to that Bayonetta 2 giveaway video and leave your name. For those people, I have 25 people that gave their name, but only 14 of them raced in the tournament so far. So you guys, you put your character in that video, just race in the tournament and get yourself entered into the drawing. And I'm going to go pre-order the game, actually, both copies, mine and the one I'm giving away this weekend. I've decided to do that, even though I anti-pre-order and I hate GameStop, but I just think it'll be good to show the people here that I actually have the game pre-ordered. I'm going to pay in full, so you see, hey, here's guaranteed you're going to get the game. So I'm going to do that this weekend and encourage other people. The pre-orders will also help make sure there's plenty of stock in the stores and stuff. So that's it for this. I appreciate everyone who watched, and we'll see you guys on the next video.